afternoon. This is Airpost Creations 2021. This is my Shaman Oracle reading for this new week. Today is Tuesday, and I'm reading for Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. And this reading here is for Libra. Welcome, Libra. First card is from the magical Nordic tarot deck. The card is Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is about emotional wealth, happiness, foundation, and comfort. The Four of Pentacles often appears following a period of financial hardship and heralds the arrival of a happier time for you and your bank balance. More certainty and less anxiety can be expected now as the debts are paid and the jobs are found, and there is temporary relief, and financial disputes over property, money, or land, they are likely to end favorably, while any cost-cutting measures, such as downsizing to a smaller home or foregoing vacations, could pay off. However, it can also signify the need to be less stingy with money to prepare for the future, but always remember to enjoy the present as well. Next card is from the Mythic Goddess Tarot deck. It is Six of Pentacles. And it is about charity, goodwill, and gratitude. Kindness and generosity are represented by the Six of Pentacles, especially if you have endured some difficulties. It means the beginning of a period when you not only have plenty for yourself, but can offer help to others. Sharing and caring are highlighted as we offer our time and resources to others. So this card could also represent somebody in your life who is very generous, as well as symbolizing your role in giving to and helping others. It is a positive card that represents a strong sense of community, signifying equality and fairness. It also reminds you that if you have been lucky, you should share your good fortune. The Dungeons and the Dragons card is next. And the Dungeons and the Dragons card deck is based on the computer game with the same name. Out came the King of Strength. And the message is to fully express your powers of leadership and realizing your vision and teaching others. And the special message is, while traveling, the party comes across a nest of Wanti, which are snake men, that are planning on enslaving a nearby village. The Path of Light Oracle card that came out is Divine Will, saying that you have a higher and a lower nature residing within. In each moment, you decide which part you align with. The lower aspect, which leads to the downward path and darkness, or your higher aspect, which leads to the upward path and light. So align your higher nature now. In the Gita, there is a saying, elevate yourself, your ego, with the power of the will. Never let your will be weakened by the self, the ego. The self is a true friend and can help overcome the ego. The scene of the Bhagavad Gita is set in the most unlikely of places for a spiritual text, the battlefield of war. We find ourselves several thousand years ago, two warring parties facing each other in a field ready to charge. Arjuna, the leader of one of the warring sides, experiences a moment of great doubt and uncertainty about his role and dharma in this upcoming war. And the Gita is the discussion that ensues between him and his charioteer Krishna, who is an avatar, an incarnation of God. The battlefield of war is a metaphor for the Gita's primary subject, namely the struggle that rages between ourself and the self, our lower and higher natures, respectively, between the forces of darkness and light, or good and evil, within every single one of us. Dostoevsky once said in the Brothers Karamazov, God and the devil are fighting there, and the battlefield is the heart of man. It is within our own self that we must each fight and win this battle, and the Gita is the instruction manual on how to achieve this most epic of challenges. We all know from our own internal experience that we are not the same person all the time. In fact, often it feels like there are two polar opposites within, plus a whole bunch of characters in between. This is because there are. The human being is composed of different aspects, and each of these influences us from within. There is the ego, ahamkara, and the lower mind, manas, pulling us downwards on the path of craving, instant gratification, comfort, judgment, and reaction. And this path ultimately leads to immense suffering. But there's also the soul, Atman, and its emissary, the higher mind, Buddhi, that can help draw us upwards on the path of devotion, service, growth, love, and wisdom. And this path leads to the ultimate goal of yoga, samadhi, or enlightenment and full awakening. In each moment, we have the opportunity as well as the responsibility to decide which one of these forces will win out within us. Will we act from our higher or our lower nature, from the darkness or the light, from ignorance or from wisdom, from judgment or from compassion? In order to achieve our aim of following the upward path, we do not need to get rid of the ego, nor could we even if we wanted to, for it serves a purpose. But we cannot allow it to take charge of consciousness or it can create havoc and suffering. The ego does, however, need to be integrated and elevated so we can function well as a whole being and cease working against ourselves in contradictory ways. So we should always subordinate our lower selves, the ego and the lower mind, to our higher selves, the higher mind and the soul. Meaning we should align with our higher nature, and we should not let the tricks, the emotions, judgments, and seduction of the lower self lead us off course and away from the person that we are seeking to be. It is important to remember that all our thoughts and actions, they have consequences, and that over time they add up to create our life. Every time we act on either the higher or the lower aspects of our nature, we reinforce and strengthen that particular pathway and aspect. Remain ever mindful of which part you align with on a moment-to-moment basis, as ultimately you are choosing the upward path that leads to freedom and enlightenment, or the downward path that leads to servitude and suffering. So here the message is that a choice is yours. It is your inner struggle that you fight for and that you should win. The Nature's Whispers card is Inner Truth. There is a lot of depth to your feelings. You are on your way to understanding your feelings and your desires more clearly. The next steps on your path will soon reveal themselves, so stay vigilant to new opportunities that may lead to the beginnings of novel projects or assist with your current ventures. So look around you and within you. Be willing to do the work at the deepest level, as you will find jewels of wisdom, knowledge, and the inner voice all waiting patiently to assist you. Nature's crystals are created deep within the earth, so go deep and find your own treasures. And the oracle of the birds card is the raven. And the raven is about the ancestral wisdom. Odin, the god of the North, the aurora borealis, wisdom and the ancestors, they come with this raven card to you. As someone that crosses the border between worlds, the raven asks you to look within and to acknowledge the light, but also consciously and without glossing over things, the dark sides of your life, your shadows, so that they lose their power, are redeemed, and lost soul parts will return. So if you wish to ask your ancestral lines for assistance by accepting your shadows, you will magically experience a transformation in your life. Even in darkness, you will see the light and learn to look through things, to act according to the cosmic laws, while at the same time you remain true to yourself in all circumstances. The magic feathers of the raven, they say to you, my feathers, they are jet black, and they testify as much to the powers of the light as to the dark secrets. I show you both the light and the dark sides, and lead you into this world and the next. Nothing escapes my gaze. The light of my feathers is the aurora borealis, with its high vibrating spectral colors that now and then flash around the feathers in order to remind you that I originate from the North Star, the guiding star for all people, and call for the dawn of the new era. More meanings to this card are to come: that the bird comes from the North Star, the bird has guiding feathers, the bird leads into the world of the luminous ancestors, the bird brings ancestral messages relating to family, and is about death, birth, marriages, separations, jubilations, and also about mourning. The right shoulder of the raven is about the world and the family, and the left shoulder of the bird is about the ancestors. See this affirmation: I listen to the messages within and without, and accept whatever life may bring me, fully trusting that it will serve my growth and my highest good. That was the reading for you, Libra. I thank you for listening. I do wish you a joyous whole week. I'm sending my love out to you. Take care and goodbye.